Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 2 of my look at miniature decanters, and yeah, we're moving into the 20th century. And I've done the controversial bit about is it or isn't it a miniature decanter, and for what I'm going to show you now, I think for pretty much all of it, yeah, I can prove that it's a miniature decanter because I have the full-size ones to go with them. So at least, but nearly all, but you'll see, it's still fine. It's still fine. Yeah. So with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass. So this is the first one we're going to look at, and this truly is a miniature one because it's tiny and it's a gluck. It does have a silver collar. I did try to figure out the date of it. I couldn't. So they started making this style. This is English. They started making these about 1880, and I know that they made them up until at least 1941 because I have this one here. I think this is where I have to use the zoom and zoom out a bit. There you go. Look at that monster. Yeah, that proves this is a miniature. Put a closer look at it. Polished pontle mark, can you see? There are Scandinavian ones. The English ones tend to be a bit square. I mean, if you look at that one there, and then if I pick this one up here, you see it's also square at the bottom. And yeah, they just seem to have round top, square bottom. Seems to be the feature. These became fashionable. Christopher Dresser did a book on design, and with it he did some outlines of various decanters that he thought would be good, and yeah, this shape was in it. And I think probably a number of people were making them. The dates on these, probably not, 1941 is probably the end of the line. As far as I can see from making these in the UK, I suspect the War Utility Board cracked down on making them after that. So this is probably one of the last ones made in the UK. So there we go, we're starting with these. And so strictly speaking, although I think these are 20th century, they were being made in Victorian times as well. Here we go, you've seen this already when I was trying to do that glass conundrum thing. These are by John Walsh, and yeah, little bad boys. I think I've done something wrong with the camera there. Anyway, doesn't matter. You can see what they are. They're got 4 dimples, writhen bodies. These, everybody dates these to 1900 to 1910. I suspect they were making them after that because the glasses that these go with, they're marked with Walsh underneath some of them, and yeah, I think that's more of a post-World War I thing when they would start marking things. So yeah, I think they were probably making these up to the war, I suspect. This book is The Glass of John Walsh by Reynaulds, and yeah, here is the decanter we're looking at. Now, it doesn't say that this decanter is marked as John Walsh, but over the page there are glasses that it goes with that are marked, and I do know from one of the Victorian retail catalogues that this decanter does go with those glasses, so we've got that consistency across a number of references. So I've got a couple of Stuart Crystal Ellesmere pattern decanters. This pattern is from the 1930s, and they did carry on making it after the war. I think it was one of their more expensive patterns. It's quite elaborate, can you see? Yeah, I'm showing the big one first, and then if you look at the miniature, see they've done the same, slightly disproportionately, but as in this motif is bigger on the body than the other one. It's not got star cut base. The rings on here has got different rings, so this has got just 2, and this is, yeah, what a minor change. It's got 2 and then 1, but check out the stoppers. So yeah, if there's a smaller one, it's definitely a miniature. Here we go again, Stuart Crystal again, yeah. Got this. This pattern is called Stratford, and these are from 1921. Yeah, this pattern. So don't ask me when they made the miniatures, because the miniatures don't appear in the catalogues. They're quite rare. You see these, you tend not to see these. So yeah, that's quite cool to have the small one. I'm for the Stuart stuff, I'm going to show you catalogue references for them, but I don't think I will double check when I go and do these references for this, but I don't think I see any small ones. So, but I will double check because I might be wrong there. Sticking with Stuart Crystal Stratford, they did it with a different stopper shape, and I think this stopper shape was a bit later than the mushroom one, but I think also they were making them in parallel, I think. Anyway, the bottle is exactly the same. Let me, in fact, what I will do, let me show you, drag this one back. Yeah, exactly the same. So, made in the same mold probably. Right, little twins, and yeah, and I've got a amber one and a green one. It's not uranium glass, so Stuart Crystal didn't do uranium. It's just green. I'm not sure what colour they called green, but anyway, green and amber, and with a different stopper. So. And probably a little bit later, but not significant. I think they were doing these types by the 1930s. A couple more. So this is the Woodchester pattern. It's got faux neck rings, and it's got these. I'll show you the small one. It's got these little cut ferns on it. Can you see? Panel cutting between the rings, and then the same. Exactly the same, and the mushrooms stoppers are the same. In fact, what I'll do, just to give you a little bit of equivalence, you can. But when you put the pegs together, you go, oh yeah, it really is a smaller size. So yeah, and just I have an interloper here. Dun dun dun. I can't remember what this pattern's called, but anyway. Not Stratford, but it's got the same faux rings. It does have panel cutting here and panel cutting between the rings, but it's got this crisscross pattern here. Same mushroom stopper, can you see? This one will be blown in exactly the same mold as this one. I'll look this one up and give you a pattern name for that one, if I can find it. So I'm using a bunch of Stuart Crystal catalogues that I've downloaded from the Stuart Crystal Collectors Facebook group, starting with this one, which is from 1927. And here we go. So this is the decanter that we're looking at. You can see these ones have got like slightly rounded stoppers, but this is the one with the same flat top stopper that we were looking at. So this is the one which is service 21699. You can see this is Stratford's the full range. I don't know why they've got these two types of stoppers. Not even sure I've seen this one with the rounded one. See plenty of these. I do know they made these post-war, so, and we're already at 27. I think they might have made them up into the 70s. But anyway, so that's that one. And there's no sign of it being done as a smaller one here. They're not giving you sizes. And then skipping forward up to 1938, and here is the Ellesmere decanter that we were looking at, but in full size version, because look how big these glasses are. And this is also the other decanter that I wasn't able to identify. I've not found this in any later catalogues, so it's just the 22637. This is a Ellesmere is 28078, but post-war they gave it the name Ellesmere. So I'll jump to another one. This is also 1938, and what am I looking at here? Yes, Woodchester. So this is the decanter. The difference with this, pre-war they had these little dots on them, post-war they didn't, and this is a pre-war one, but it's the same decanter body, but still they're not showing you any miniatures. And this one here, 1938 again, and you can see they're doing the two types of Stratford, one with the flat top and one with the sort of like round, blown, more pointy topped stopper. And then we're going to jump forward to 1964, and yeah, there's just more Ellesmere. And here, though, we get the listing of what there is, and there's no small one. So yeah, I don't think it's in the catalogues. It's probably in a factory drawing, I presume, but and if it is, it's not in the post-war factory drawings that I've got. So it's these miniatures are probably all pre-war design. So that's the best I can do for those. And here's the last one I'm going to show you. It's not quite so miniature. I think it holds, let me pull this across. Yeah, probably a little tiny bit more than that one. It's flatter, but a bit wider. But anyway, yeah, this is Strombergsheiten. It's a pre-war pattern. I'll be able to show you it. And when you put the stoppers together, again, you can see that equivalence where, look how thin that is by comparison, small the little knob is. I think my clock's telling me to pack up, go home. I am at home anyway, but anyway, there you go. Strombergsheiten, one of my favourite makers. So the Strombergsheiten reference I'm going to use for those two decanters is actually my own website, because unfortunately that pre-war Strombergsheiten glass is not very collected. There's only a couple of us collecting it really in the UK, and yeah, so this is going to be your best online reference that you're going to find. So I thought I'd show you it anyway, so because I have quite a lot of this glass. So yeah, I've got decanters, glasses, tankards, jugs, vases and bowls. Yeah. Anyway, in here, scroll down, scroll down, scroll, 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 scroll. So here we are. There is a line drawing of it in the Journal of the Glass Association, Volume 8 from 2008, and that's the only other reference you're going to get. So from a magazine that's 16. Is that 16? Yeah, 16 years old. So, but I do have the dimensions here, and really, it's one of those things where something dimensionally is a bit smaller, but the volume it contains is dramatically smaller. So if you look, it's only like an 1 3/4 shorter and 1.5 inches narrower, and yeah, but it feels, I mean, it goes from holding a full bottle to probably well under a pint. So it shows you how those dimensions make a difference. So there you have it, the miniatures. I have a feeling I may have missed some. Yeah, but anyway, you get the idea. In a way, the modern miniatures, the 20th century ones, are a bit more formal in that you can see here is the original and here is the miniature version of it, or the small version of it. And yeah, it's quite, once you start collecting, things like that, it just attract you. And the miniatures are, in fact, all the miniatures are not very common. You don't see them around. It's just that I've been collecting for so long and I'm always looking. So, and I'm not particularly looking for miniatures, I'm looking for things that go together. It's just my little obsessional collecting thing. So, but if you wanted to collect decanters and you don't have the space and you're looking for something that's rare because you don't want to be buying them every week, miniatures is a good one to go. So, all the references I used will be in the description below. And what else? And please remember to like and subscribe. Helps the channel, and I will be doing more videos. Thank you for watching. Good night.